Hear your phone's ringing.
Yours keeps buzzing and flashing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's distracting. It covers the deaf and the mouth. And the blind for that matter.
Oh, yeah.
Did y'all get shirts like those with stripes on them, or am I? No, yours is a little different.
Yeah, for some reason she couldn't get, they no longer made those.
Okay. We can get you one.
I can get you one.
Hey,
We couldn't get that particular one anymore, so she got the closest thing.
The color.
We kind of wish we had
Same
Right.
color, but it's got like a darker blue series of stripes on it.
For
So
whatever
it's not
reason, the
exactly like that.
Lansman didn't have that particular one.
That's fine.
Y'all about ready? Fred, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Good.
You got it going. Is it recording?
Yes, sir. We're good.
I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners for July the 27th. If you would, please stand. Commissioner Hill will do the prayer, and then we'll do the pledge.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, once again, we want to thank you for this opportunity as a Board of County Commissioners to come before our citizens. And I ask you, Lord, that may what we do today may be pleasurable to you in everything we do. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. William?
Yes, sir. We have two additions today. The first one is under section 1. Number 2 will be a presentation by Blue Cross and Essentia. Ms. Judy Austin can introduce them. And then under section 2, number 10, board approval to close out and pay capital asphalt.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Hill. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. The first thing up, Mr. Eric Worrell.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Just here to do a little presentation to inform you, the commissioners, as well as the public, about the facility plan that we've been preparing for the proposed Indian Springs Phase 2 water main extension. This new water main extension will serve the remaining portion of Indian Springs subdivision. So in other words, if you weren't in Phase 1, then you're in Phase 2, which is the last and final phase with respect to the water main extension. Okay. As part of the facility plan, we had to analyze a few different scenarios. Number 2 was the recommended one, which was actually a 50-50 grant loan combination that'll supplement the loan portion of it. And I'd like to point out that this facility plan is not actually any kind of binding agreement or anything at this point in time. It's strictly just kind of a checklist item that we have to do as part of the planning and design portion that'll allow us to then apply for the request for inclusion to be put on the priority list this August to actually proceed with trying to get the funding. From there, if we are put on the priority list, then we'll have to go through the actual loan application process. So pretty much that's all I need to explain to you unless you have any questions. It's a pretty simple little presentation.
I think everyone had an opportunity to review this in their agenda packet. Any questions?
Just for clarification, it actually is a 49.86% grant and a 50.14%.
This is all just using median household income. It's a long process that we have to do, but that's what we've come up with the RFI application that we're putting together. That's what we can expect. Now, after the construction is when the loan is actually executed and you start making payments on it. And that interest rate at that time will change what some of these can be. So,
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Hill. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Fate. Yes, Ms. Danielle?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to just request that the county pass to approve the resolution to adopt this facility plan. And just by doing that, you approve for us to go on ahead and submit the RFI to be put
Who's
on
going
the
to read it?
priority list.
Do we have to,
Do we have to read it?
do we have to read the resolution, or is it just as public? No.
You should read it by title.
Okay.
You got the copy of the
I don't
resolution?
have the copy of the resolution.
Michelle, do you have it?
It was 2021
It's in there.
Page what page? 24?
Would you?
Resolution number 2021-27, or?
I think. Do we read it, or do we need to read it?
She's going to read it.
Read it. There you go. Thank you.
A resolution of the Board of County Commission of Jackson County, Florida, relating to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, FDEP, State Revolving Fund, SRF, adoption of the water facility plan for the implementation of Indian Springs Subdivision Phase 2 improvements effective this date.
Okay. All right. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, and then lastly, there's just the site certification that needs to be authorized by the authorized representative to actually sign off that the county owns and maintains the right of way of the listed roads on that site certification that was included as part of this agenda
We have
item.
a motion by Commissioner Fate, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
All right.
We'll get this signed and get it to you.
Sounds good, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. All of you have had a chance to review your agenda packet on consent agenda items. Are there any questions?
Call for a motion that consent agenda be approved and submitted.
I have a motion by Commissioner Donifro, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Yeah, the Blue Cross on one,
Yeah, 1A.
the addition one, 2, under 1.
That's additional.
Oh, Blue Cross gonna do their
Yeah.
presentation.
Yeah, no,
Sorry about that. All right. You have to keep me straight. Miss Judy? I wrote it in the wrong place.
I wrote it, and didn't even think about it.
Good morning. Morning.
Sorry, yeah, there was a little mix up on the schedule, but they're here and,
We'll forgive
happy
you.
to come today. We have some representatives from Blue Cross, Mr. Dave Santa. We have, representatives from Centuria Insurance, which is the brokerage firm that Michael John now works with. And, they're here too. They're gonna give us our proposed renewal for the next fiscal year, which I think you'll be very pleased with. And, so I'm just gonna let them do a short presentation, this will be on screen, and then we'll have to take any questions after.
Thank you. Who's first?
Who's driving the screen?
Joey's driving.
He's in another room.
Firstly, thank you. Good morning. Appreciate your time. And I want to say thank you on behalf of Michael John Milton and the Centuria Insurance, who, yes, Michael John recently partnered with us. We're a national brokerage, but we want to make sure you're aware that we appreciate the opportunity to continue to serve the county.
State your name.
Luke Volkers with Centuria Insurance, Executive Vice President.
Thank you.
And Employee Benefits. Thank you, Jim. So real high level, really quick, from a renewal standpoint, very happy with this year. We were able to negotiate, much with the great assistance of Dave Santa with Florida Blue on the major medical, a flat renewal this year on the group health with the Florida Blue HSA plan, which is coupled with an HRA, as you're aware of. We actually have a negative 4.24% on the group Medicare plan, the Elite PPO, And then on the advanced platinum PPO, a negative 3.30. So it doesn't get much more, for lack of a better term, positive than that. A flat renewal on the major medical group health, and then negatives on the Medicare. So if you continue on in the presentation, you'll notice all the ancillary lines of coverage. We received flat renewals across all ancillary lines of coverage as well, including the life insurance, which is a rate guarantee for 2 more years. So that's through 2023. And then you'll also see the 2 long-term disability policies are both a flat renewal, as well as the dental insurance that's included in there. So would you like me to go through each of them, or is that
I don't
sound
want to
enough?
hear all of it.
We have already reviewed with insurance committee, so I just wanted to make sure you're aware of that. We also included a benchmarking survey, which would be the other attachment that you would have. The benchmarking survey, essentially what we did there, as you can see on the screen, we look at like-kind municipality accounts and clients of ours to see how you are performing from an employee benefits program amongst those other programs in and around the area. On all points, Jackson County did very well. You guys are from a co-insurance standpoint, being at 10% co-insurance on your plan, you're below the average for the like kind of City of Mariana, Washington County, and Bay County. From a deductible standpoint, again, you're on the low side compared to the other individual deductible plans with some of those corresponding municipalities, as well as the out-of-pocket maximum. It's also important to note that your group plan is running well and includes an HRA, health reimbursement account. So that is further offsetting that deductible that's listed on the screen by another $1,250 should an employee seek services and have to come out of pocket, which is fantastic. As you go further through that presentation, you'll see that the co-payments are right in line when you take out that $1,250 contribution from the HRA, are right in line and or below the surrounding municipalities as well. So in a nutshell, just wanted the opportunity to firstly, again, thank you for the opportunity to continue to serve the county, as well as have the opportunity to show you that we're very happy to present a flat renewal this year across the board, negative on the Medicare, including the ancillary flat renewal. And then just to be able to introduce myself, Mike Caraway is one of our other benefits consultants at Century Insurance. We're local in the Panhandle, headquartered out of Destin, but we have 43 offices in Florida. So we speak municipality and public sector. Public sector is a specialty practice under our national company. So thank you for the opportunity.
Did you say that this rate is locked through next year?
That was the life insurance is a 2-year guarantee. This is just
No, the life insurance. Okay. Any questions?
Good work. That's good. Good
Thank
news.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, keep it up.
Thank you for your presentation, and I guess we need a motion to accept their proposal, right?
Or did we already do that?
Did we already accept the
Yes,
proposal,
we did.
Judy? Has the
No,
board
sir.
acted on it?
You haven't took any action on it. This was just to present to the board what the renewal is going to look like. I think Ms. Garland has us scheduled as part of the budgetary process to actually present how we're going to fund and to actually he was voted in at that point, I believe. So,
Okay.
yeah, I just wanted to say real quick, compared to last year, we had a 15% increase in our health insurance premiums. So we were like very pleased that they came back the way they did, and these guys worked very, very hard, and we owe a huge debt of gratitude. And I didn't know if you might want to say, anybody else want to say something?
Always just thank you. We appreciate the long-standing relationship with our Blue Shield for Blue does with y'all and Jackson County. Always appreciate working with Michael John. He holds us to the fire. And so, and then now with the new partnership here, get a broader scope of services and potential new opportunities for us all as we move forward. So, for Blue, thank you. And we appreciate it. We'll look forward to serving you as well, if not better.
Hey, would you state your name for the record?
I'm sorry, Dave Sam.
Okay. All right.
And a big, Luke Holcomb, again, a big thank you to Judy and her team, because none of this would happen without their advocacy for the county.
Miss Judy, start working on next year today. Okay, thank you. We appreciate y'all coming and doing the presentation. All right, Next, Ms. Williams.
We're back to number 2 under section 2.
Mr. Rhett Daniels.
Morning, fellas.
Morning.
How y'all today?
All right.
So first up, I have board approval of memorandum of agreement with the Nature Conservancy for Kogan grass control efforts. So what they're doing is they're partnering with several counties in our region to do roadway monitoring and treatment of Kogan grass. If you're not aware, Kogan grass is an invasive grass species that we can often find in right-of-ways and ditches that, spreads and grows into private property, creates issues. It's often spread by seeding itself, but equipment, mowing, timber companies often spread it around pretty significantly. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be riding around with county staff, creating a map, isolating some areas of concern, developing a treatment program, and then hopefully we'll be able to take some of their practices that they show us and implement those over the long term under road and bridge.
One quick thing, Mr. Chairman,
Sure.
Strickland Pond Road or Strickland Road and Church Street, that's the only location I've been made aware of. About 3 years ago, they still have. I got called
Okay.
last week.
So their Pilgrim Rest Church is really, really bad.
Very good.
Butler Road was kind of one of the main ones that brought this up.
I've got one too.
Jackson Road, by the new solar, they're all over. So I'll be getting with our district supervisors, making them aware of what's coming. Hopefully they'll be able to coordinate with the staff and pick out some areas.
I got a question. In reading this, it says no mowing for 8 weeks.
That's
Can we find out when they're going to do it and mow it just before?
yes, we're going to coordinate that in-house. So
Because
we'll
I don't
either-
want, I don't want to wait 8 weeks
Right.
to get it
So
mowed.
once we determine the areas that we're going to focus on, so they're trying to get 120 acres in our entire region. So, once we go out and do some field work and determine how big of an area we're going to be working on, they'll coordinate.
What they're
that.
saying is, I know what you just said, spray it. That's what I just did Saturday. That's around my house.
Mhm.
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, we got-
I've already sprayed it once. I
I've
sprayed it again Saturday.
I know,
But you can't mow it for 8 weeks after they spray it.
when
so-
you're mowing it, you're spreading it too.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So you're gonna spread it and then wait.
We'll figure out what's
Yeah,
best.
so good.
You're
know what they're
familiar with
doing.
the one on Strickland Pond then?
I'm not with that one,
Well,
but yeah.
First house on the right off Church Street if you come off the north side. So
Okay.
Y'all may have
Yeah,
Ross.
I'll make a note of that
Yeah,
real
maybe.
quick.
On Highway 69, there is a large area across from where Elton lives.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You've
Between
probably seen-
Perrant and, yeah, it's
Yeah.
really bad.
Danielle?
No cost. It's a
No, it's
USDA
free.
grant to the Nature Conservancy.
We need a motion on that.
Yeah, we got to
Approve
accept it.
the memorandum.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Donifro. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Red.
Yep, and then, number 3 is board approval of emergency sign repair and replacement contract and issue a notice to proceed. So the contract has been approved with Acme Barricades. This is gonna be our Hurricane Michael emergency sign repair and replace contract. We've been kind of in the FEMA queue, waiting on approval and allocation of funds, and none of that has happened, but I feel just the necessity of the project, we need to move forward. We'll still stay on FEMA, trying to get things moving to get that reimbursement, but I don't feel that this is something that needs to wait much longer.
I agree. All right, got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
And then number 3 for me is board approval of award of Mockingbird Road to the lowest qualified bidder. Mockingbird Road is over in D4, I believe, Rocky Creek area. So Anderson Columbia was the lowest qualified bidder, and we have Alday Howell providing CEI services on this project.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
What's the time frame on that?
I'll probably.
I didn't know if they had
schedule-
5 months, 6 months.
Oh, I don't know. So I'll schedule a pre-construction in the next week or two, get Alday Howell on board, and we'll iron everything out. So let's make our approval contingent on DOT approval.
Oh,
That's fine, I'll change.
So
it.
okay. So you've changed.
Second. I made
McKinney.
a motion. Okay, McKinney.
All right.
Yeah,
Does that change anyone's vote? Okay, still 5-0.
And just to confirm more info on that, so they used a new online program, so I've submitted the bid documents into their program for their review. I haven't received information back, so it's kind of in their court right now.
Chief Bruner?
Good morning. This is a request for board approval and authorize the chairman to sign the 2021-2022 operating plan between the Board of Commissioners, the Florida Forest Service, and the Jackson County Fire Departments for wildland firefighting.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Donifro. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Hunter Potts.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
The first item I have here is requesting board approval of the contract with Credit Business Services for the EMS debt collections for the fire rescue delinquent accounts.
All right. You got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Yeah, the next item is asking your approval to award RFP 2021-24 land surveying services contract to a single source proposal. So South Houston Surveying was the only one that responded to the proposal. We're requesting to award it to them. And
Got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill.
Just real
Any
quick,
questions?
I understand that we did reach out to the local surveyor, or the local surveyors,
Yes, sir.
and to ascertain if they were interested, and they declined to submit.
They did. And we can always, the contract is written for, I think, 2 years, but we can always revisit, annually if we want to.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, the next item is asking for your approval to use contingency and the certificate of final completion for the Blue Springs Pavilion's roof repair. So the use of contingency is $1,224, which we had budgeted in $2,500 to replace any kind of extra storm damage that we saw that wasn't accounted for, and that turned out to be some extra flashing and some plywood panels. The total amount is $14,524.
Danielle, you have a question?
That is correct.
So moved, Chairman.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, the next item is asking for board approval of the certificate of final completion for the Health Department chiller module repairs in the amount of $13,612.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Pate. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. All right, we go into
Add on. Yeah, that's number 10.
number 10. What was it? Who's presenting it?
Brent?
That's the one I didn't get written.
All right, lastly for me, I have a request for board approval of a change order for capital asphalt for Dallin Road and Old US 90. This will be a reduction of $43,982. I believe it was a less linear feet than originally. So it was a reduction in lime rock base and asphalt. And so we'll also need approval of change order and then to close out the project once we receive a final completion.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill. Second by Commissioner McKinney.
Question, Mr. Chairman, was that, were those prices derived as a result of unit prices that were part of the bid, or?
Correct. Yeah, so it was the reduction in the linear footage based on the quantities.
What was that
for rock.
reduction? Do you remember the amount of the reduction?
One of them, well, the total added together was $43,982. One of them was 8,000 and the other was 30 something. I don't remember exactly.
All right. Any more questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Hunter Potts, we'll go into public hearing. We're now in public hearing.
Okay, this is an item to request board adoption of the gas tax, refunding and revenue bond ordinance. And to speak on this, we have our representatives from Callahan Financial Services and our bond counsel. So I'll let them take over.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Back. We have some good news. We last talked on a Zoom call on June 22nd, and you expressed a desire to discuss your options with refunding your road debt, a 2014 loan with Hancock Bank. And so I had done an analysis in early May, and we decided to quickly put this on your agenda. So we were working off data from early May, and with those estimates for a 10-year refinancing, we'd extend the current loan 6 years. I estimated at that time we could refund the old debt and add 5.58 million of new money and make the same payments you've been making, which is approximately $1,072,000 a year. So, and I was assuming at that time 1.9% interest rate. I think I had mentioned that rates had trended down. So 3 days later, with the help of your staff and your legal team, we sent out an RFP to 34 banks, and we had discussions with 9 banks. 3 banks decided not to respond for various reasons. 1 or 2 of them, it was a time constraint because we were on an extremely fast pace, 2 weeks turnaround from the banks, and it was during a holiday. But we did receive 6 very aggressive proposals from commercial banks. Every one was below my earlier estimate. So the highest interest rate was 1.85, the lowest was 1.36. That one had a 5-year prepayment provision, and we were looking for a prepayment provision with no penalty at any time. That's what we had over the years. So one bank stepped up with that offer with a 1.36% rate that they were willing to lock until closing for the 10 years. So with that much lower interest rate, the lowest rate that was locked with a prepayment, anytime prepayment, was Key Bank with 1.384%. And you'll see that in the letter in the summary. So with that lower interest rate, the same payment per year would net you of $267,000 more than my estimate. So that's extremely good news. Also, I had mentioned back in June that the interest rate with after expenses between the old loan and the new loan, you might be at a break even for refunding that. And we needed to refund it to free up the revenue pledge for the longer new loan. Well, the good news is there were some savings to that. So after paying a pro rata share of the expenses on the refunding, you actually saved a total of $56,000, or approximately $50,000 of present value savings. So that savings is rolled into the extra $267,000. So we had a conference call a couple of days after the proposals came in. Clerk's office, administration, the bond counsel, county attorney. We discussed the proposals. We were in unanimous agreement to recommend Key Bank accept their proposal and proceed with a closing on August 10th. So I'll be glad to answer any financial questions. We have Mark Mustin with Neighbors Giblin Nickerson out of Tallahassee serving as bond counsel. He and your county attorney can answer any legal questions you might have.
I think we have to go out of public hearing for us. Can we?
Yes. Make a motion.
Wait a minute.
You can discuss it.
I need to see it. All right. Any questions for council?
This might be a crazy one, but can we up the amount since the interest rate is so low now?
Well, the bank offered up to $10 million.
Right.
So
Was that what they offered, or that what we offered?
Well, that's what we said, along
Yeah,
up
that's
to
right.
10, yeah, so,
Ain't gonna get much lower.
No.
the ordinance that was advertised, I believe, was up to 10, so, I don't, that's a legal question, I don't see how you could go over 10. Mark's already has the pre-closing documents for this amount, so, which is 9,850,000 or something. So it's like you're within 150,000, so
It's not worth changing
yeah,
everything.
so that would have been, we should have thought
Yeah, we
of
should have done that
asking
before.
that question a while ago.
Yeah.
But, anyhow, same payments, roughly 6 years longer. And,
What are the annual payments? I know you said it.
yeah, it's in my letter, it's $1,072,000, it's in the first paragraph.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
So I'd like to commend all Lincoln County staff, employees, the attorneys, especially Danielle. She answered the day-to-day questions that the banks had that I can't answer. I put the package together, but she dealt with the banks for that roughly 10-day period.
Any more questions? Danielle, the tax revenue coming in will take care of this, right? Okay. Okay. Any more questions? Okay.
Kind of cut and dry.
Any questions from the public? Anyone for or against it? Okay, we're out of public hearing. What's the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion to approve the request.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pate, a second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand.
That was.
Motion carries 5-0.
Adopt the ordinance.
Sorry. Well, that was.
To approve and adopt the ordinance.
Yes.
Do we have to read the ordinance?
Yes. It should
Would
be
you
right by
please
title.
read it?
Should have done it before we done it. Oh, well.
Which ordinance number is this? 2021-28? 20.
Go ahead, Michelle, would you please read it?
An ordinance of the Board of County Commissioners of Jackson County, Florida, authorizing the issuance of its gas tax revenue refunding bond, Series 2021, in the principal amount of not exceeding $10 million to finance the cost of the acquisition and construction of road improvements and the refunding of the county's gas tax refunding and revenue bond, Series 2014, providing that the bond shall be a limited obligation of the issuer payable from certain gas tax revenues, providing for the rights, securities, and remedies for the owner of the bond, making certain covenants and agreements in connection therewith, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you. Okay. All right, moving on.
Yeah, vote.
Oh, we did vote.
Did we?
All 5.
So movement.
Yeah.
All right.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, and a second by Commissioner Pate to approve the ordinance. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Ms. Wendy, Community Development.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Commissioners, the items under community development, 1, 2, and 3 are basically the same. They fall under the Hurricane Housing Recovery Program.
Yeah, can we just do all of them together? Y'all had a chance to look at it.
Good with that?
Yes, sir.
Go
We're
ahead.
asking for an exception to increase the amount on those. The manufacturer has gone up. At this point, it's up to a 50% increase, but the contractor, U.S. Mobile Homes, are keeping these way down and meeting us halfway on some of the costs. So
This, the increase will be covered by
the
SHIP money.
the Hurricane Housing Recovery Program money.
Okay.
We've formally received notification of that. I mean, you know,
Yes, sir, that's part of the program. As long as you all approve an exception, then we can put that in the file and move forward with an additional percentage added to the bid amount. there was only one bidder.
And the increase was just due to supply, demand, or the
Yes, sir.
price of shift in the market? Okay. All right, so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second.
second by Commissioner Donifro. Any questions?
Which ones are we voting on?
All three of them.
1, 2, and 3?
1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Got any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Wendy?
And the final item is, community development received notification from the Department of Economic Opportunity that we were selected to receive the grant, the Community Planning Technical Assistance Grant for fiscal years 21, 22 in the amount of $47,700. This grant will help us with technical assistance. It helps us keep our flood rates, our discounted flood rates down. And we hope to even improve those, as well as offer staff training for those that work in the floodplain and help with the code of ordinances. We can give technical assistance for that as well.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Pate. I just have one comment. When they're doing this flood plan, are they looking at just the incorporated areas, or are they looking at all of Jackson County?
It is all of Jackson County.
We have a lot of areas that flood,
Yes,
and they're
sir. So
flooding frequently.
this is for flood insurance rates to keep them low. We get a 15% discount now because we participate in the community rating system, which goes through the state and FEMA.
Right.
And so, yes, sir, they're always
Okay.
looking at the flood areas.
Well, we need to be looking at ways to alleviate the flooding. So anything you see coming along that will help with that, let us know.
Okay.
Plant more trees.
Yeah, plant more trees, dig more ditches.
Hurricane Michael.
Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand.
That's right.
Motion carries 5-0. Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to cover? I don't see anything.
I apologize. I was supposed to ask for the agreement for the capital community planning technical assistance grant. The agreement has a June 30 deliverable date. I need to change that to June 15. So if we could amend that to include a
The
June
15th?
15.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Donifro to amend the motion to June 15th, right?
The agreement. Yes, sir.
Agreement. All right. All
Thank
those in
you.
favor, raise your right hand. You're taken care of, Ms. Wendy. All right, round table. Kevin, you have anything from the sheriff's department? Okay, Michelle,
I don't have anything.
Willan,
I do not.
Nothing. That one thing, Tyler Cameron has requested that, donate some dirt for the improvement of the, park, to help smooth out the, ball fields there, 2 ball fields. they want to
so
improve.
you want to do a community services project?
Yes,
Who's it for again?
Tyler Cameron,
How many loads do you want?
possibly a couple of loads, I would say, but you know, I don't think it'll take that much. But it's
That's your
possible.
motion?
Okay, so we have a motion by Commissioner McKinney, second by Commissioner Pate to do a community service project for Camelton. Will supply necessary dirt to take care of their ball field. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Fred,
Yes, sir.
do you see any hands waving?
If anybody from the public has a comment, you can use the raise hand feature on your Zoom client or *9 on your mobile device. None at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Clay, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Danielle? The next thing to do is adjourn.
Do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything.
What? The
Hey.
postcard,
We're here for
8 more hours.
many hours, so